tea. And I was like, bet. I got you.
She's got such a wonderful, boring life. I'm really so happy that she has such a good, boring life, right? Stable and set well, and she's exactly where she wants to be.
Well, and the thing is, yeah, hey Kyoko. The thing is, she's not as boring as she says she is. Like, she has stuff in her life that's going on. It's just she wants a break from it.
Yeah, that makes sense. She's coming down here the end of March. Actually, I realized that I'm actually getting my hysterectomy on Damien's birthday, which I find poetic. To have my womb ripped out on the same day 16 years later from the final birth that I had, I think it's kind of poetic in itself. So she's coming down to take care of me during that, because I'll be off my feet for like a week, and I can't wait. Like, I have all these kid activities planned, like coloring, and like she's got this diamond art stuff she wants to do, and like I'm like, we can play games and we can read books, to like storybooks, and like I want to watch cartoons and shit. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I love that for you.
Me too. I love that she's such a great human being, and I just really enjoy the fact that she's in my world.
She really is. I was telling her about how her Nana has been like talking smack on her, and she was like, "What? Why?" I was like, "Well, because you don't talk to Dad. You don't acknowledge him as your dad." And she was like, "Well, duh."
He's never acknowledged himself as her dad, so why the fuck should she acknowledge him as her dad? He's always said she's not his, so.
Exactly, which is what I told Nana, but Nana doesn't care, because Nana considers it a lie, and that it's Robin's fault that Rachel doesn't talk to Dad, because Robin lied to Rachel her whole life about our dad. And I'm like, no. Maybe, but like, that's not why she doesn't talk to Dad.
But Robin's always told Rachel that Jim was her dad, and she never told Jim that Rachel wasn't his. That's Jim's lack of responsibility is what that is. That's Jim wanting to turn it into a trauma instead of him being an idiot.
Yep.
And that's totally yeah, I don't know. No,
and like, I fully, like, that's basically what I told my Nana. And she was like, "Well, I just think Rachel should give him a chance." And I was like, "Why?
How many?" I would ask her how many. That child's been giving him chances since.
He was never there.
Huh?
Like, yeah, like, he was never there. And as far as Rachel's concerned, she has a dad. That's not him, so.
Yeah. Well, and he's never done anything to be nice for her. He's never, like, in any way been there for her. Not only that, but he was deliberately anti-there for her. He did nothing but talk shit about her mother to her. And he did nothing but, say that he didn't want her and that she wasn't his constantly. Right? And call her names. So there's no reason on the blessed earth that, anyways, not the conversation. And Nana's just gonna have to get over it. And
well, and just Nana's been talking about everybody like that lately, and it's literally, it doesn't even matter, because she's just gonna say what she thinks she needs to say to get attention, because she's lonely, and that's the only way she knows how to get attention.
Well, sounds like she's getting dementia. I mean, if she's upping her, that's a sign of dementia if she's upping her nastiness with people.
Well, but I don't know that she hasn't always been like that. And according to my dad, she has.
Yeah, that's a possibility. And she has, I mean, she has always talked shit on everybody. I mean, I guess, you know, she's never talked shit on Jim that I've heard, but I've heard her talk shit on Chris. Of course,
I've never heard her talk shit on Chris.
Of course, at the time, it was because she was raising Chris's kids, right? You know, so.
Yeah. I'm going to turn off my heater because it's making my eyes water. Are you gonna join on video or are you still setting up?
Huh?
Wait, are you gonna join in on video or are you still setting up?
I'm ready. I'm here. Can you not see me?
Oh, no, I can't see you. Hold on.
I'm just down here in the little corner. It's just the way the live is set up. I think you can change it, like to put it to side by side if you do something with the setup where it says group or whatever.
I can't even see you in the corner.
Oh, that's weird.
Hold on.
See you later, Coco. Kayoko.
That's what the heck?
I think here, let me pop out and I'll go live and pull up the go live together thing. There we go.
There we go.
That will work. That will work.
Now I see you.
This one though, I won't be able to see your text, and I don't think you'll be able to see my text. So my chat and your chat, we don't see each other's chat. I think, just so you know, I think it's two different chat books, chats. Yeah, I don't know. It's just got to be a lot to deal with. I'm so glad I'm not there.
It's literally a new problem every day that I'm there. And like I'm only there 3 days a week, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm using a different foundation today because the foundation that I have been using for my lives is this.
Is who over 18 user? If I'm not obviously over 18, that's my child over there, and she's well over 18 as well.
What?
Just said, are you over 18? If not, you can't be live. I'm like, shit, the gray streaks aren't giving it away today.
You're talking about me, but I'm 25, so.
Right. Not quite. Almost.
I'm like a quarter of the way through my life.
I turned 25 in Iraq. Or not Iraq. I was in Kuwait at the moment. And yeah, That was my 25th birthday. It was weird.
I've been getting that a lot lately. Like a lot of people asking me if I'm like
Oh,
16
yeah.
or so.
Yeah, I am. When I was younger, like everybody thought I was in my 20s when I was like in my preteens and early teens. And now like everybody's like there was this video going around of some older woman going, 17-year-old star seed with a tattoo on her neck thinks I'm the problem. And people sent it to me and they're like, are you the 17-year-old star seed? And I'm like, I mean, if she thinks I'm 17, right? I mean, I kind of thought it was obvious it wasn't, but yay! I mean, not really yay, because who the fuck wants to be 17 again? But like
That's yeah. That's just our genes, baby.
it is. It is. It really is our genes, actually. You can see it in your grandmother too, right? And really,
Mm-hmm.
it's because
Yep.
Felindra is the end of our direct maternal line. So our X mitochondrial, like our mitochondrial DNA, not X, but our mitochondrial DNA is just don't crack, even when it's white chocolate.
Oh boy.
I know, I know.
Yeah, no, like, and like, I still get carted to the bar, which is fine, except for like the one that I go to that I go all the time. They don't card me anymore,
Yeah.
unless it's a really busy night and they're trying not to get caught. Um,
I think once you hit
but
like 30 though, you want them to card you again because people by the time you hit like 30, you're like, card me, like say I look young, right?
well, and it's like I don't mind that they card me, like it's just I would prefer they card me than get in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's also like, how old do you think I am? You know what I mean? Like it's like I am 24. Like, I
Yep.
promise.
Really, it's my genes. We did good. We did good. One of those things I got from my mom that was good that I passed on that was good. Gotta have a couple of those things.
I mean, I'd rather look like a teenager than look 50 like some of my friends.
Yeah. That's real. Well, and I mean, now if only you can get the internal part to act like it's young, right? Like instead of being in pain all the time or your body acting like it's 50, because I know my body thinks it's 80.
Yeah, my body, it's been a struggle lately, like especially lately. I don't know like what's going on.
I feel that actually. Like I've been having a really hard time lately. Like most mornings I get up and like I can't eat until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I feel like I'm going to throw up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to actually smoke to stop the feeling of nausea. And then if I try to eat anything, I can take a bite and I take a bite and my whole body rejects it. So I can't even chew and swallow it. Like it shuts down. Like we're just not doing that, right? And so I can't really eat until in the afternoon. And so I'm like really like lightheaded and weak and unable to function a lot in the mornings. It's been really fucking weird lately and I'm just not happy with it.
Yeah. And it's actually like that for a lot of people I know who smoke. Like they can't eat until they smoke for most of their meals, or like if they do, they like immediately throw it back up.
Well, and like it's not even like that. Like um I'm only smoking because I'm nauseous, right? And if I
Or
smoke at 8 o'clock in the morning, even when I get the munchies and try and eat something as it comes back down, I can't. Like my body will reject it. Um, if I like, I had cut back on my smoking and I wasn't smoking as much. Usually in the evening, and then Like, it was about 18 months ago actually when it started, and I just every morning I wake up and I'm nauseous, and if I don't like, I went through, like, probably a month and a half before I was really aware of it, and then, I started having to smoke a little bit in the morning, and I'll take, like, a hit just to calm it out, but even then, like, even as I'm coming down, even 5 or 6 hours later, I can't at all.
Yeah.
I think I think it has to do with, I think that, what is that? Immuno
Immunocompromised.
Yeah, but it's not immunocompromised. It's like having a disease that that compromises your immunity, but it's not having compromise. I mean, I can't remember
And
the word. Huh?
disease.
Autoimmune. Yeah. I think it's the fact that so they've been waiting to see because I've got so many symptoms of, and I have like the factors for an autoimmune disease, and so they've been waiting and seeing. That's why they were doing those X-rays when they thought they had found lesions earlier last year. And so
It
I
would make sense. I have an autoimmune disease.
yeah. Well, and between that and having the genes for it, and then dealing with the chemicals and the burn pits and everything else in Iraq, you
Yep.
know. So well, and then when I met uh, my father's father worked on the Little Man Big Boy project, Big Boy Little Man project, like the nuclear project. Like, he was one of the top scientists on that project.
I'm not familiar with that one.
A Fat Man and Little Boy, that's what it is. Fat Man and Little Boy, the nuclear bombs.
Oh, okay. So like the stuff that Fallout's based off of.
Yes. Well, and there's actually a couple movies out about Fat Man and Little Boy. I think there's one called Fat Man and Little Boy. And but it's there was a lot of they would live on the base. There's like a base, and I think it's Nevada, but my geography, but they lived on the base and their whole families would live there, and they were doing nuclear testing nearby, and like there was a lot of radiation leaks, and everybody out of there has had problems. And so I think that there might be something to do with that too.
Hmm.
Because if my father was raised around that, right? And if his father, was working that close to the nukes before and during his infancy and childhood, then that would have caused issues.
Yeah,
So.
and that kind of radiation exposure, if it did cause issues, those issues probably would have been passed down.
Well, and not only that, but it's usually that you don't see them until the second and third generation with those. That's what we learned in radiography school, is that when it comes to radiation mutations, that you don't see those until the so like if I'm exposed to something, even if I have you after it, like, it's not going to mutate me so much. Like, I might get cancer later on in life, but it will mutate you, and it'll mutate your children,
Oh, fun shit.
right? So if
What that fucked up.
Jack was subjected to so I think that stuff stops in like 45, and my dad wasn't born until like it's got to be like 55, I think 55 or 56, closer to mom, which is 57. Um which means that it's after after Grandpa Jack was working on nukes, which means that he would have passed on mutations to my dad. But Grandpa Jack already had like a spine issue, like the same kind of spinal issues that I have, and my brother has, and my father has. Though my mother has spine issues too, so.
Did you just think it was from her?
Yeah, I thought, well, and most of them I thought were more not like hereditary as opposed to trauma-based, right? Because most of them didn't really start until after trauma within the military. And I think that even with the ones that I have, like even having hereditary disposition to it is all still trauma-based, right? Still all needs that trigger. But
Makes sense.
I noticed today that I'm like bruising all over my feet and lower legs, these little tiny shallow bruises, like faint purple bruises. What?
My alarm went off. What did you say?
Oh, okay. I
My
said I
alarm?
noticed today that I'm getting all these little faint shallow bruises all over my feet and my lower legs. They're like a light pale purple and just random spots that are shaped really weird all over my feet and my lower legs.
And you're not like tripping on anything during the day or anything?
Nope. And it's
'Cause
not.
that can
Hmm?
that can be like signs of cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they've been testing for that for the last year, so it's not that. They just did an MRI, right? And they just did like, okay, so the reason they did the MRI was because they saw lesions on my spine in the X-ray. And so it turns out it was artifact on the X-ray or something because they didn't see it in the MRI. And they've tested me within that stuff. They did blood tests and stuff like that. Nothing showing cancer. So I don't think I have cancer, but that's why I'm thinking it's the autoimmune shit.
Yeah. It would make sense if you had like MS or something like that, though.
I mean, I don't think I have MS, and I don't see any predisposition to MS. I'm worried I'm getting ankylosing spondylitis because that is what goes with the gene that I have that predispositions us to that's the gene that when they med boarded me out, that they sent me off and did a bunch of x-rays on and stuff, that they thought I had either rheumatoid arthritis or leukemia because it acts in the same way as those. Like right now, so I told you about my C-spine, right? Where like the bottom of my C-spine, like your C-spine is supposed to go like this, and instead my C-spine goes like this, and it goes straight up forward, like almost sticking straight out from my actual spine. And then the top three vertebrae are like C1 and C3 are almost touching each other. And the lipping on the vertebrae and the bone growth, the excess bone growth is almost like fused, like it's almost fused like that. But it's that bone growth that's the osteoblasts. It's associated with the H something or another genetic disposition, abnormality, whatever.
Right.
So.
Well, that would make sense. My doctor's also been like sending me to an osteo doctor lately because I told her that I wanted to see if she could get me like a referral to a chiropractor because I really needed to like I really needed somebody to crack me like a glow stick, let's be honest. And that's what I told her. And she laughed at that too. But I've been having so much back and hip pain for years, and like it's only gotten worse since I stopped going to the chiropractor when I lived in Olympia. And so I asked her if there was any way she could refer me to like a chiropractor, and she was like, well, your insurance doesn't cover that, but what I can do is I can get you in to see an osteo doctor, or as we call it, the bone doctor.
Yeah.
The bone doctor. And so I went in and I saw him and I told him like about my symptoms. I told him honestly most of the time I don't even notice it anymore because it's just a constant. And I told him the thing that I am most worried about is my hips, because can't do anything.
Right.
Anything 20-year-olds like to do when your hips hurt all the time.
Right. You should look into My chiropractor told me about this, and I've seen it come across a couple things recently. It's like EMD or something like that, where it's like your joints are super, like hyper flexibility, basically, or hyper mobility, basically.
I don't have that. I've already talked to my doctor about that because I was also concerned about it. And we did tests and did not come up.
Okay, yeah, because I've been wondering myself if that's what I've got, because when they discharge me, the foot problems that they discharge me with, they call it pes cavus, which is claw foot, where it says that my feet are like doing this and my feet are not like doing this. But the dislocations and stuff like that, I thought that might be something to do with that. So I'm thinking about getting it looked at. My chiropractor brought it up to me, thinking that it might be a good idea to get it looked at.
Yeah, it's definitely something good to look into.
I just have to stop sitting like this all the time.
Yeah, because even if you don't have it, it's better to not have it and have tested than to have it and not know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're doing a strong contour today, apparently. You can't see it as much in the camera, but the nose contour is a lot stronger in real life than it is on camera.
I got the best shoes today, and they're comfortable as fuck. I have been wanting.
Is that your gift from Jason for your birthday?
Yeah, he's taken me out for my birthday. Like, he's renting I think it's like a Airbnb near the hot springs here. But he bought me, and they're super hella fucking comfortable. Like, I thought, I was so worried, because usually right across here with my high arches, I get like all like it hurts really bad. And so I was like even looking at foot stretchers or shoe stretchers, in case. And I had that gray pair that was so cute like this that had that problem there. Right. Mm-hmm. And I put them on, and at first it hurt here for like 2 minutes. And then I started walking around in them, and they like stretched out almost automatically. Like, they almost automatically just formed my foot. And then like that heel is so low, and the way it's set is, so it's really fucking cute. Thank you, Laura. So it's really fucking like comfortable. Like, it feels like, it's not a high heel. Oh my God. I've been wanting a pair of witchy boots like that for fucking decades. I had those burgundy velvet ones when you were little that I loved until they wore the fuck out. I think I had them shortly after me and Dan got together. I think is when they disappeared, like they wore out. But like, they were cute, but they weren't that witchy. And that is witchy as fuck. Like, that's like witchy as it gets, and it's like super intricate, fucking cool looking, and all leather. Like, I'm like, fuck yeah. They're like $170. Oh, geez. I'm like, I'm gonna send you something. I will never spend the money on myself. Right? Like, I will never buy myself a pair of $170 shoes, but I'm gonna send them to you so you can do it for me.
So that's what our partner for, right?
Right. I got him this watch band for his birthday that he found on Etsy that has Fenrir done on both sides, and it's a leather cuff for his iWatch, or not iWatch, but Android watch. And so it's like all set up, and it's all being custom made, and it was like $130. It's going to be here. Well, it's going to be here a little bit late. His present for me is way early, but his present that he chose for himself is way late. But
what's it?
Huh? The day after Valentine's Day.
Oh, is he an Aquarius?
He is totally an Aquarius, but he does not act like any other Aquarius I've ever known.
I haven't known a whole lot of male Aquariuses. My friend Danny's birthday is on February 14th. It's on Valentine's Day.
That's nice.
She was asking me, right before we went live, she was asking me, do you have plans for Valentine's Day? I was like, I don't think so. She was like, do you want to come out for my birthday? I was like, fucking bet.
Nice. We're not going out for his birthday because it's midweek, but we're going the 18th. He's got this fancy ass $200 dinner planned. And then we're going to a cigar lounge so he can do cigars with his buddies. And so I have created the perfect outfit. Hold on a second.
You love your cigar men. I'm just not feeling snatched today. It's not
So these are those shoes I got before I went to Vegas that I'm just totally in love with, right?
Right.
So I got a mermaid skirt, pencil skirt.
Right.
That's a dark blue, like the China color, like the blue of the China color. And then I got this inside out shirt. Like it goes over one shoulder and it's a really puffy sleeve and then it ties at my waist. Come on.
I said I love that.
Thank you. And then I got these tights and
oh, they've got little witches on them.
yes.
I love that. That's awesome.
And so then, because I do my nails, and I decided to do my nails to match. And so I got these little, I've got a white base for my base polish. And then I got these little stickers that are that kind of China.
That is so cool.
So I'm going to do my nails like, it's hard to see. It's really like blurry. So I'm going to do my nails like China and wear like this total China outfit. Like I can't blue wear.
Yeah, the way that you're saying that sounds super racist.
I know, and that's why I stopped. Like I was like, okay, that sounds like that's not do not mean the country, do not mean people, I mean the actual. So that's like I'm like, I have to remember what the word of the thing is because I can't remember what the word of the thing is.
Porcelain ware.
Porcelain ware. But it's a specific kind of porcelain.
Right. And
Wedge
I know
ware.
what you're talking about, but
I know. I know. No, I was like, no, I don't like the way that works. So no, I totally. It was not very pretty sounding. I know. But I was talking about what is it called?
I like how I'm wearing like a pink sweater and I'm all girly today, and then I'm just gonna do like a black smoky eye apparently, because that's what I started to do.
Delft. It's Delft.
Delft. I've never heard that word before.
It's called Delft wear, and it's our Delft blue. It's a Dutch Tinglaze. That's the wrong one. I guess blue and white porcelain.
Mom, look how awful I look right now. This is why we took this.
I mean,
trust the process. It's fine. Could be worse. I could just be doing war paint like Black Veil Brides does.
Like your mother?
Well, I was thinking more gothic war paint, like the way Black Veil Brides did in their In the End album.
Yeah. So maybe porcelain itself is like the name.
Porcelain is what it's on, but I don't think.
No, because okay, so the difference between the original blue and white porcelain and the replica that the Europeans created is that the original blue and white porcelain has like it's actually got cobalt in it, and it was put in the stuff before it's glazed or before it's fired, right? Whereas the other stuff is it's after it's painted on. So it's a replica.
Right.
And so because of the stuff within it, it becomes porcelain. If it's the white, it's porcelain.
Right.
Because of what's in the white. But it's not actually painted on when it's the traditional. It's actually cobalt in the unglazed porcelain.
Oh, okay.
Bone china, that's what I was thinking. That is not quite what it is.
I have too many brushes. Way too many brushes.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have enough.
I feel like most of my makeup collection is brushes. And I feel like that because, like, for a few years, like, the only thing I would get for Christmas was makeup brushes.
Yeah.
Which was fine. It made me very happy, but yeah.
Chinoiserie. They're called chinoiserie patterns.
Okay.
I'm not sure that is. It's not give me what I want. Da, 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 da.
So I learned something the last time I did this, like, black smoky eye look.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of problems with it creasing even when I use the black eyeshadow base.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I just need to set it with, like, loose powder after I finished the look. I thought I, like, was trying to avoid doing that because I thought it was going to fuck up the look, but it's fine with my Laura Mercier powder.
That makes sense. I don't think I can stay on for too long.
Okay. You doing okay?
I'm just it's been really difficult lately. I don't know. I've been really I just see it's really hard sometimes.
It's okay. I was like this close to not even doing a live tonight.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, and that's kind of why I cut back to one scheduled a week, just because I get it's part of the reasons. I just get so it just becomes hard.
Yeah.
It's functional, and I'm not very functional right now sometimes. And then if anything happens that throws me off the function, then I'm really not okay.
Yeah.
Willowware. That's what I was thinking of.
Willware?
Willow. So when it was first brought to England in its early, or maybe not first, but in its early, they started using a willowware pattern or a willow pattern, and they started calling it willowware. And because so from what I remember, it was an export for a little while, and then China closed down its borders and Japan closed down its borders, and so you couldn't, and they wouldn't transport it out. And so the English started replicating it, but because they didn't know the techniques, they had to do regular, like porcelain, or not porcelain, but regular pottery. And then over the regular pottery, they would do a white glaze and then a blue glaze.
Oh, okay.
And then because they would do the white glaze and the blue glaze over it, the willowware is the end, what they call the end result.
Cool.
Wedgwood, China. That's what it is. Wedgwood and willowware. Okay. I knew that there was another Adelphis later. I knew there was another one. I can't remember what the original, like. So it comes from many different dynasties. And so like you can trace it back to the original dynastic name. But like, I don't think that something people would understand, like, it's Jovan dynasty porcelain, right? Like,
yeah,
you're not going to get people to know what you're saying. Wedgware though, Wedgwood. I think Wedgwood is what I've heard of it as the most.
Good soup.
Delftware, I think I've heard of before, but not as much.
Man, I am
all dogs think their food is your food is their food. Every time my dog is always trying to eat my food, and he likes chocolate. God.
My dog literally tried to eat my taquitos off my plate this evening. Like,
Bran will like literally open drawers.
Yep.
I have to really hide my chocolate because he'll only do it for chocolate. Like, he won't do it for anything else. But boy will literally climb on shit and open drawers for chocolate.
Little boy has a death wish.
He does. Well, and he's been doing it since he was like 6 months old. Since we had the yellow house in Arlington, in that waterbed. The table, the desks, or the bedside table against that waterbed was the same level as that waterbed. And I'd eat half a candy bar and save the rest. And then I couldn't find my candy bars the next day. And finally I figured out that he was getting my candy bars and eating my candy bars.
He was doing it before that. He was doing it since we lived in the trailer in Arlington.
That I did not know.
Yeah, he would do it to me too.
I believe it. Hot chocolate designs. I love these. I want another pair of shoes from them too. They have like little cute heels that are fucking epic, that are like, they have ones that look like what is this? Oh, it's a hanger. You chewed up a hanger. They have ones that look like a telephone, an old style rotary telephone where like the cord wraps around the back of the shoe, and it's got like the dial on the front of the shoe. Call Me on the other one, and it's like bright green, and I'm like, ooh, I want those. That's the shoes I need. Okay, I'm gonna call it, babe. I adore your face. Have fun finishing up. You look good.
Hey.
Send me a picture of the final design.
I will. I'm actually just redoing a design that I've like been doing for a while. I have a couple. My most recent TikToks have me in it, so
nice. I adore your face. Have a great night. Anybody who's still in here, if you want to go over and watch Haven's live, they are doing their makeup and cool designs. And now that I'm leaving, might be talking about goddesses. We'll see. We'll see. Have a great one, beautiful.
Have a good night, Ma.
Okay, stop flicking me, please.